just as you hinted, is why have you chosen to support Peter Obi and Senator Yusuf Dati Babamid?
Yes, it is a good, will I call it a coincidence, based on my experience and knowledge about those two principles. I first met Peter Obi in 2006. I think about 17 years ago, or years or thereabout. I was a commanding officer at 14th Field Engineers Regiment Onitsha when he came in as a governor of Anambra State to take over from Dr. Ngige. On taking over, he drove straight to the barrack. As it were then, the security situation was, there was no Operation Mesa in Onitsha, in Anambra State. It was like criminals, agitators were doing whatever they liked. No Operation Mesa, that is the internal security operations, are the oldest in the army, or in the armed forces for now. And he came, humbly, visited the barracks, and that was how we started. All that we needed was provided by him. No middleman, no middle, say, pass through this, midnight and all that. One thing hit me and touched me. There was this incident that happened in Onitsha. There was jailbreak. As I speak, as I time, our level of equipment, particularly logistics vehicles, was very, very low. It was low. I will not say very low because even staff car did not have. And we needed to go to town. He called me at about 1 a.m. Look at what is happening, Commander. I said, sir, we are coming. I called my headquarters. Of course, because of the level of equipment, they also didn't have. They had to call the div headquarters. The div headquarters had to do 1 or 2 things before the vehicle arrived. It was about 12 noon the following day. As then the deed was done. The prisoners had broken, done everything, done the damage. It pained him. And he said, what do you want? We gave him our requirements within a couple of days. Basically, it was mobility. He provided about 10 Hilux vehicles immediately. And then the operation started. It started, it's not a question of you passing through, go to this person. Direct releases, everything. He was in command and control of the operation. Where there was need for, non-kinetics like negotiation, they were all done. And everything like a miracle within a month ceased.
It always pleases me whenever I see people that worked with Peter Obi come out and share how they worked with him. It gives me joy because Peter Obi did not actually do much of media. So it takes people that worked with him to come out to explain what he did. So, and I'm happy whenever I see things like that, like this retired Major General, whenever he's sharing his testimonies with Peter Obi, it always gives me joy. Now, there are a few things that I will take away from this interview. Number one, he said Peter Obi was not involving middlemen. He says whatever they needed, Peter Obi would supply to them directly. And now, that shows you a man that was trying to cut off anything corruption. You know that corruption thrives when it goes from ministry to para-ministry to all those kind of places that you begin to ask yourself, what for? It will pass from table A to table B to table C. But this man said that no, Peter Obi will cut off all those kind of bureaucracies, all those processes. He will just bring whatever they needed directly to them, because this has to do with security of lives and properties. So you don't have to be doing all those going back and forth, go to ministry here, go to the other office and go to the other office, and then things are spoiling. What he said is that Peter Obi was not taking them to any middleman. He was bringing what they needed to them. And that makes a lot of sense. That will stop corruption and that will make their work to be very efficient. The second thing I would like us to look at this place, he says he was always prompt. He said the man would always use the word immediately. Now, meaning that P2B was not delaying. So he kept saying, and immediately. So, meaning that what P2B wanted actions, not delaying or excuses. No, he doesn't believe in excuses or delay tactics. This man would say, and immediately. That signifies something. That shows something. It shows promptness. It shows readiness to act. It shows a man that wants something to be done and done quickly. The man will say immediately. That shows a leader that needs action to happen. And then number 3, the man would say he provided all we needed. So everything they needed, P2B was providing for them. Mind you, these people are federal government, but he understands that he is the chief security officer of his state. So he wasn't waiting for them to get their vehicles from the federal government or get their munitions or whatever they needed to work with from federal government. No, this man said that he provided them with all they needed. Now, I am always very particular when I'm watching interviews. He didn't say he provided some of them. He provided everything they needed. That speaks volumes. That speaks of a man that is ready to make an impact. That speaks of a man that wants something to be done, not playing politics about it, not doing lip service to it, but a man that really wants security to be delivered. Not just security, but that wants things to be done. And that is, he said, immediately. That speaks a lot. It speaks about a lot of things. It speaks about the character of the man Peter Obi. He doesn't believe in delaying. He doesn't believe in some unnecessary protocols, because there are protocols that are not necessary. And then the last one, he kept also using that word again. He was in command and he was in control. This man was always using that word, that P2B was in command, he was in control. He wasn't sending delegates. He wasn't sending anybody. He was on top of the security situation of his state. Unlike what we have now, they will tell you the chief of army staff is there, chief of naval staff, it is their duty. No, that is why you are the commander-in-chief. So P2B was the commander-in-chief of Anambra State security when he was there. So he was in command and he was in control, which is something that is needed for any serious-minded leader, especially an executive leader. And I say all this to remind us, this same man is coming out in 2027 to contest for the presidency. Dear Nigerians and dear obedience, our duty is to do what we can to ensure that this man becomes the president of Nigeria. He will bring such vigor, such understanding, and such mindset into the leadership of Nigeria. Our security will improve, our economy will improve, and every other aspect of Nigeria will improve. And that is what we're talking about. A new Nigeria is possible. Thank you, and God bless you.